Jack stood at the edge of the ridge and looked down at the plain below. The soft wind brushed against his uniform, and he felt the weight of the rifle strapped across his back. He had been on many patrols before, but this one felt different. The stars were bright and the air was thin. He could see the small group of aliens moving slowly among the dunes, their pale blue skin shining in the starlight. Emma crouched beside him, checking the scope one more time. She tapped the lens gently and nodded. They both knew what they had to do. The aliens before them were peaceful explorers, not soldiers. They carried simple tools and small packs, not weapons. Yet their presence here alarmed the human commanders. Rumors of a hidden war had spread fear among the troops. Jack and Emma had orders to stop any aliens from sending signals back to their world. Liam and Ava waited a few meters back. Their own rifles ready. They had trained for weeks in the simulator. They knew how to aim, how to hold their breath, how to avoid making mistakes, but none of it prepared them for the real moment. The moons above cast long shadows on the sand, making it hard to see the aliens' faces. Jack squinted, trying to make out their shapes. A sudden noise broke the silence. A rock tumbled down the slope, clattering against another. The aliens froze. One of them raised a hand as if to signal peace. Jack's heart pounded. He aimed his rifle, training the scope on the lead alien's chest. His finger hovered near the trigger. He remembered his training, never shoot without a clear target. But the orders had been clear. Disable any alien craft or communication device, Emma whispered. Are you ready? Jack nodded slowly. He adjusted the focus until the alien's features became clear. The creature had large, gentle eyes and long limbs. It carried no weapon. Jack felt a pang of doubt. He lowered his finger slightly. Behind him, a sudden crack echoed through the air. A human sniper on a distant hill fired a shot. The bullet struck a dune near the aliens, sending sand spraying into the air. The aliens panicked. They ran toward each other, their calls high and fearful. Jack saw one of them fall, clutching its leg. Emma gasped. They will fire again? Liam said, his voice tense. We have to move. But Jack could not take his eyes off the fallen alien. Its long fingers trembled on the sand. Jack felt anger rise in him. A peaceful creature lay wounded because someone had feared it. Emma touched his arm. We can help it, she said softly. We can save it, Jack swallowed. He knew that rescuing the alien would mean disobeying orders. It could get them court-martialed. Yet he felt he had no choice. The sniper shot had broken something in him. He lowered his rifle completely. Cover me, he whispered. Emma raised her weapon toward the ridge where the sniper lurked. Liam and Ava moved to flank Jack, forming a protective circle around him. Jack knelt and pulled open his pack. He found his medical kit and rushed down the slope. The aliens scattered in fear as he approached. One tried to protect the wounded creature, but it froze when it saw Jack's gentle hands. Jack found a clean bandage and pressed it against the alien's leg. The creature hissed in pain but did not run. Emma's shots rang out in the distance, forcing the sniper to stay hidden. Jack worked quickly, removing rocks and sand from the wound. He kept his voice low, speaking words he did not understand. The alien's eyes met his, full of fear and curiosity. Jack felt a strange warmth inside. He tied the bandage and stood. We have to go, Ava said urgently. She scanned the horizon. More human troops were moving in. The aliens behind them were gathering in confusion. Jack nodded. He held out his hand to the wounded creature. It looked at him, then slowly rose and let him help it. Emma shouted, Let's move! They lifted the alien gently and ran up the slope. Behind them, the plain was a chaos of running figures and bright spots of rifle fire. Jack glanced back. Once. The sniper was silent, but he knew more shots could come. They reached the ridge and dropped down behind a rocky outcrop. Ava panted, carrying the alien in her arms. Liam scanned the ridge. We need to find a ship, he said. Or get to the outpost. Jack looked at the wounded creature. Its skin glowed faintly in the starlight. We will protect you, Jack said softly. The alien blinked and wrapped a long hand around his wrist. Jack felt a spark, as if the alien had thanked him. Emma studied the bandage. "It will live," she said. Jack allowed himself a small smile. Above them, the moon shone cold and distant. Jack knew they had only just begun. The sniper's bullet had changed everything. He had faced the quiet power of fear in human hearts. Now he faced a new fear, the fear of standing up to his own kind to save a life. Along the ridge, the team prepared to move on. Jack hoisted the wounded alien gently and scanned the dark horizon. Somewhere below, the alien ship lay hidden. They would find it. They would rescue the rest of the explorers. And maybe then, humans could learn to face their own fears. The night was far from over. But for Jack, the first step had been taken. He had faced a human sniper once, and he hoped the world would never have to experience it again. Sam Walker sat at the holotable in the briefing room. Morella and Mia joined him. The hologram showed Earth's surface and a red dot where the shuttle would land. Sam tapped the controls and zoomed in on a thick forest. He pointed at the map. A series of markings showed the ridge where the sniper shot had been traced. The red dot moved slowly toward the marker. Morella studied the readouts and nodded. She touched a sensor icon and data poured over the table. Mia read aloud the shuttles. Fuel levels and oxygen reserves. Everything looked ready. Sam stood and stretched. He felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. He thought of the station crew waiting. He wanted to find the shooter quickly. He turned to Morella and smiled. She returned a gentle look. His calm returned. Outside the briefing room, the shuttle waited. It was small and sleek. Its white hull bore the station emblem and alien script. Sam climbed in first. Mia followed. Morella hovered above the ramp and stepped into the cabin. The air felt close but safe. The pilot en route from ground control greeted them. The hatch closed and lights blinked on. Morella strapped herself to a seat. Sam and Mia did the same. Sam breathed deeply. He watched Earth's curve through the glass window. The shuttle shuddered as it descended through the atmosphere. Inside, gravity pulled them down to Earth. Morella made a soft sound. She braced herself. Sam reached over and offered his hand. She held it for a moment, then released. The shuttle broke through the clouds. Below, green trees and brown earth rushed up. The shuttle slowed and aimed for a clearing. Sam watched the ground rush up. He saw movement among the trees. He pointed. The pilot banked hard and landed in the clearing with a soft thud. They unstrapped and stepped onto the soft grass. Dew covered the ground. The forest smelled of pine and fresh earth. Morella walked carefully, scanning the treetops with her bright eyes. Mia checked her gadgets. Sam called ground control on his comm. "We're down. No sign of hostiles," Sam said. His voice was calm. The forest answered with birdsong. The clearing was quiet. Only distant sounds of wildlife. Sam looked at the ridge. Ahead, it rose gently to a rocky overlook. The sniper could hide there. He motioned to Mia and Morella. They followed as he walked toward the trees. Sunlight filtered through the leaves. Shadows danced on the forest floor. Every step made a soft crack. The three moved in silence. They used hand signals. Their pace was slow but steady. As they neared the ridge base, Mia whispered, "I detect a faint energy pulse. Same frequency as earlier shots." Morella leaned close and confirmed. The pulse was strong ahead. Sam nodded. He gripped his sidearm. He checked the ammo. He slid the weapon into its holster. He lifted a compact scanning device. "Stay alert," he said. They climbed the ridge. Roots twisted underfoot. Stones shifted. Each step needed care. The higher they climbed, the clearer the energy reading became. It pulsed like a heartbeat. At the ridge top, they paused. The view opened to the valley below. The forest stretched far in every direction. In the center was the clearing where they landed. But here, at the top, the air was thin and crisp. Sam crouched and examined the ground. He found footprints pressed into soft soil. The boot solace had a unique pattern. He traced them toward a cluster of boulders half hidden by shrubs. Morella floated beside him. She placed a hand over the soil and read faint vibrations. She sighed softly. "Sniper is close. Maybe hiding in the rocks." She pointed to a narrow gap between two stones. Mia brought out a small drone from her pack. She activated it and sent it buzzing. The drone flew ahead and slipped into the gap. It carried a tiny camera. The holodisplay in Sam's hand showed a dark figure crouched behind a rock with a long rifle. Sam's heart pounded. He saw the sniper's mask and gloves. The rifle had strange etchings and a custom scope. The weapon matched the station damage analysis. He whispered, "We found him." His words were calm but firm. Morella nodded and activated her shield. A faint glow surrounded her. She held her hand forward and focused. The shield would block any stray shot. Mia switched her drone to stun mode. It carried a non-lethal charge. She set it to a low frequency. Ready in 3.2.1. Now the drone flew close and triggered the charge. It buzzed loudly and flashed. The sniper tensed and fired the rifle through the gap. The shot struck the boulder near the drone. The metal spark flew. Morella's shield pulsed and absorbed the energy. The shockwave rattled them. Only the drone staggered from the blast. Sam raised his voice. "Come out, we offer peace." "Put down the weapon." His tone was firm. Silence followed. Then a voice crackled. It was distorted. "Stay back, Walker, or I fire again." The sniper's tone was cold. Morella spoke gently. "Why do you attack? We mean no harm to your people." Her voice held calm curiosity. "Your kind brought death. You came with weapons in your hold. You spy on us in the station. I defend my world." The voice sounded like anger and fear mixed. Sam stepped forward slowly. He stayed at the gap edge. He did not raise his weapon. "We shared art, music, books. We wanted friendship. We wanted trust." He paused. "Tell us your name. We can end this." Without more pain? There was a pause, then breath. The sniper's voice was softer. "Call me Jared. I lost my friend in your tests. She died when the station's rotors failed. You never told us about the backup systems." His words trembled. Morella's eyes widened. She touched Sam's arm. He nodded. He spoke. "We are sorry for your loss. That accident should not have happened. We will investigate and make amends." He paused. "But shooting at us will only harm more." Jared hesitated. Then the rifle barrel dropped slightly. Sam saw the tears on Jared's mask. "I want justice. Make them answer for her death." The voice cracked. Mia stepped forward, drone hovering close. She showed a live feed of Jared. She said, "We can find what happened. I can scan your friend's record files, show you the data. Will you stand down?" Silence. The forest wind whispered through leaves. Jared finally spoke. "Fine, I lower weapon. But I will not let you leave until I see the truth." The rifle lowered. Sam exhaled. Morella's shield faded. Jared stepped out slowly. Sam held out his hand. Jared looked at it, then dropped the rifle and took it. He shook with rage and grief. Morella floated forward and placed a hand on Jared's shoulder. She whispered comfort. Jared's shoulders shook. He looked at Morella and Sam with pain in his eyes. Sam said, "We will help you find justice. We will show you what happened to your friend." He looked at Mia. She nodded and began scanning the rifle etchings. As Jared lowered his head, the three prepared to return to the station. The sniper had turned from enemy to ally, but his anger still burned. Sam knew this was only the start of healing. Somewhere in those files lay the truth. Sleep would not come easy that night. The forest moved around them. But for now they walked down the ridge together, united in grief and the hope of peace. Sam Walker guided Jared into the station's airlock. Mia Riley checked the seals and confirmed safe pressure before opening. Morella hovered beside Jared and offered a kind nod. Jared hesitated, then stepped through the inner hatch. The station hummed with life as they re-entered. After arrivals, Sam led them to the data lab. Glowing consoles lined the walls. Screens displayed sensor logs, network activity, and security footage. Sam motioned for everyone to gather around a central holotable. He tapped a control and images of the forest appeared. The path of the shuttle to the ridge glowed in blue. "We need to know who sent the orders," Sam said in clear calm. He looked At Jared, "Thank you for trusting us enough to come back. We'll find who planned the attack." Jared's chest rose and fell with a heavy breath. "I want to know the truth," he said quietly. "I want to know why they risked peace." Mia connected a data drive to the nearest console and searched for encrypted messages. She tapped keys quickly and whispered to herself. Morella placed her hand on the table and accessed alien records. Her touch brought extra power to the processors. The holo-images flickered as new data streamed in. Images of station blueprints appeared alongside security cam frames. A masked figure handed a data stick to a human officer in a dark hangar. Sam pointed at the silent video. "Pause here," he sighed. Jared and Morella leaned in. They saw a badge on the officer's uniform. It read Section Phi Orbital Security. Jared reached out with trembling fingers. "They have agents everywhere," he said. "I guessed something was wrong, but not this scale." His face hardened. Morella placed a hand on his arm. "We will bring their actions to light," she promised softly. Mia found communications logs. Lines of code scrolled down the screen. She highlighted timestamps matching the sniper's shot. Hidden in the data was a cover message. "Target down. Phase Alpha complete," she frowned. "This was planned well before our arrival. Someone in high command wants conflict." She cleared her throat. The message was sent from a secure terminal at the Capitol Communications Tower. "It is off limits to civilians." Sam pressed his lips together. "We need to get to the Capitol. We need safe passage." He turned to Morella. "Can you negotiate with the president?" Morella nodded. "I will request a meeting. I will emphasize the risk of war." She added quietly, "Humans can listen when they see proof." Jared stood and gripped Sam's shoulder. "I will go with you. I owe them justice. I will show them what happened." He stared at the data table as if willing the logs to reveal more. Later, in the station's communications bay, Morella contacted the Earth president. Her voice was calm and melodic. She offered details of the evidence and the plea for a meeting. After tense minutes, the reply came: travel approved. A diplomatic shuttle would launch at once. Sam, Mia, Morella, and Jared prepared for departure. Jared felt new purpose. He carried the data drive in his hand. Sam placed a reassuring arm around his shoulder. Mia checked life support and weapons. Morella activated her energy shield as precaution. The shuttle launched and sped toward the capital city. Below them, glittering lights traced highways and towers. The planet's curve bent against endless stars. Jared watched the world he defended, yet his heart weighed heavy with betrayal. Inside the shuttle, silence fell. Morella studied the datapad in her lap. She scrolled through the evidence. "We must show the president that a secret faction threatened peace," she said. Mia looked at Sam. "We should prepare a public broadcast if they refuse to act." "Humanity must know the truth." Sam nodded. "Yes. Truth must be heard." As they neared the Capitol's orbital port, security drones escorted them to a landing pad. Guards in crisp uniforms waited. The shuttle doors opened and a red carpet led to a flanked pathway of cameras and reporters. Morella and Sam shared a determined glance. At the presidential palace. A grand hall awaited with tall windows and marble floors. The Earth president, a tall woman named Erica Wells, stood beside her advisors. She bowed slightly and beckoned them forward. Morella stepped ahead and presented the data drive. She explained the sniper incident, the conspiracy, and the secret messages. Sam added technical details about the rifle and station damage. Jared described his lost friend and the pain of betrayal. Era Wells's face remained calm as she listened. Her advisors whispered behind her. When they finished, she held a datapad and spoke. "This is undeniable evidence of collusion within our own ranks," she said. "I will not allow traitors to endanger our future with alien allies. I order all members of Section Phi and any linked organizations to stand down immediately." She turned to her advisors. "Prepare arrests. Expose this faction in the media. We must restore trust." Jared felt tears in his eyes. Morella smiled softly. Sam exhaled, relief flooding him. Mia tapped her cum and sent the broadcast to news. Channels around the globe dot outside the palace windows, city bells rang. News drones flew overhead, carrying the story live. People paused below in plazas and streets. They watched holoscreens light with images of Sam, Morella, Jared, and the president. On the station, crew members cheered. Word spread that justice had been served. A wave of hope washed over them. The bond between human and alien grew stronger, but not all threats lay dead. Deep in underground cells, conspirators whispered of revenge. They vowed to strike again, yet for now, in the palace and in orbit, peace held steady. Sam, Mia, Morella, and Jared stood together, proof that friendship could overcome betrayal. The world watched, stunned and hopeful, as humans and aliens took a step toward lasting trust and unity. After the broadcast, Captain Sam Walker and Morella returned to the orbiting station. The crew celebrated their victory over the secret faction. Jared rested in the quarters, still shaken by his role in the conflict. Mia tended to station systems, ensuring every sensor was online. Sam stood on the observation deck with Morella. He traced constellations that reminded him of home. He spoke softly. "We did well below, Morella." The president acted quickly. "But I fear more lies hide in shadows." Morella nodded, her pale blue skin glowing in the station light. "Trust can heal wounds, but only if we seek truth. I will help you search deeper." Mia approached with a datapad. She tapped quickly. "I found traces of encrypted communications between Section Phi cells and unknown operatives. They use ghost channels on the planet's surface. The server is hidden in an old factory near the capital." Sam clenched his fist. "Let us not waste time. We need to expose every traitor." "Morella, can you teleport to the planet?" Morella's eyes widened. "I can, but it will drain my energy. I must rest afterward." Sam turned to Jared, who emerged from a side corridor. Jared's face was determined. "I go with you. I know the city." "I can guide you to the factory." Sam nodded. "Good. Mia and I will pilot the dropship to the rendezvous point. Morella, you teleport after we land. Jared, suit up." In a hangar bay, they prepared the dropship. Soldiers loaded gear. Helmets and scanners lined the wall. Morella stood calmly, her shield humming with reserved power. Sam checked the navigation console. Jared and Mia secured weapons. As the ship lifted off, Earth's blue horizon came into view. The ride felt smooth. Soon they reached a satellite that provided stealth cover. The hatch opened above the abandoned factory district. Sam led the team down the ladder. The air smelled of rust and oil. Broken windows lined the walls. Vines crept through cracks. The silence pressed in. Jared whispered, "We must move fast. Security drones patrol at dawn." Mia activated a holomap projector. Blue lines showed patrol routes. She highlighted a safe path to the main server room. Morella appeared beside Sam in a soft shimmer. Her arrival drew surprised looks from Jared. Morella scanned the factory interior with her bright eyes. She hovered above the ground. "The main channel node is 3 floors up." Sam led the climb through a broken stairwell. Metal groaned under weight. They reached the 3rd level. A locked door blocked their path. Mia hacked the keypad. Sparks flew and the door slid open. Inside, dozens of server racks hummed. Wires snaked. Across the floor, a single soldier guarded a terminal. He spun at the door and raised his rifle. Morella activated her shield, forming a barrier between footsteps and guard. Sam called out, "Stand down!" The president ordered these operations shut. "You are under arrest." The soldier hesitated, scanning the group. He lowered his weapon. Jared stepped forward and cuffed him with restraining bolts. The soldier sighed, defeated. Mia approached the terminal. She bypassed security protocols and pulled up encrypted logs. Debts of data spilled onto the holoscreen. She scrolled through names and dates. Her voice echoed in the silent room. "They planned multiple attacks on alien cities?" "They aimed to start a war." Morella's eyes dimmed with sadness. "They wanted chaos. They did not care about lives." Sam spoke with measured anger. "We will not allow this. We will broadcast every file tonight. The world must know." Below in the factory yard, drones responded to noise. Red lights swept windows. Sound of rotors grew louder. Sam looked at the terminal screen. Mia typed a final command and extracted all data onto a secure drive. "We have 10 minutes before they lock down the area," Mia said. Sam nodded. "Let's move." Morella, shield ready. Jared, cover our rear. Mia, follow. They retraced their steps through the stairwell. Alarms sounded. Red lights flashed in the yard. Patrolling drones circled. Sam fired an EMP grenade. A pulse rippled and shut down the drones. Morella's shield flickered as the pulse passed. She gasped. Her energy drained quickly. Jared caught her before she fell. Sam steadied her and helped her onto her feet. Mia scanned the exit route. 5 minutes to reach the ship, she called. They ran through corridors. Behind them, security bots powered up. Jared fired a stun blast, buying time. Morella regained strength and cast a glowing tether to Sam's arm. They moved as one dot at the factory door. Sam and Mia kicked it open. They sprinted into the hangar. The dropship hovered above. Soldiers fired at them with stun rifles. Jared returned fire with a pulse gun. Morella extended her shield wide, protecting the group from blasts. They reached the ladder. One by one, they climbed aboard. Mia slammed the hatch. The ship lifted off just as more bots swarmed the hangar. The blast door sealed. Morella collapsed against Sam, breathing hard. Sam cradled her and whispered, "You did well. Rest now." Inside the ship, Mia transmitted the data drive to the station. "All files are uploading. Public channels are online." She wiped sweat from her brow. Sam looked at Morella. Her glow faded and she lay still. Jared knelt beside her and held her hand. Mia hovered eyes over monitors, checking progress. The ship made hyperspeed jump back to the station. When they arrived, the station broadcasted files across the planet and alien worlds. Evidence of the conspiracy filled news feeds. On the observation deck, Sam stood with Morella, Jared, and Mia. The screens showed crowded city squares, people watching Hala news with shocked faces. Morella stirred and opened her eyes. She smiled faintly. "We did it," she whispered. Sam steadied her. "Yes, the truth is free now. Trust can grow again." Jared placed a hand on Morella's shoulder. Mia tapped. "A com terminal? The files show every name. The secret faction faces the justice they deserve." Morella stood and joined the group by the viewport. Earth spun below. Sam wrapped an arm around her. Jared and Mia shared relieved smiles. For now, they had uncovered the full conspiracy. Every traitor was revealed. But the journey to lasting peace would continue, and together they would face whatever came next, united by truth and hope. The day of the peace ceremony dawned bright and clear on Earth. A large plaza in the capital city bustled with people. Banners in green and white fluttered above. Humans and aliens gathered together. Morella wore her formal robes. Sam stood beside her, dressed in a crisp uniform. Mia and Jared blended into the crowd as observers. President Wells stepped forward to speak. A Hala stage lit up behind her. She welcomed both worlds. She praised the courage of Sam and Morella. She promised a new era of friendship. The crowd cheered softly. Morella smiled and bowed her head. Sam nodded with pride. Suddenly, alarms rang. Out, guards raised their weapons. A group of masked soldiers stormed the stage. They pushed past security. One of them grabbed Morella by the arm. She gasped in surprise. The crowd panicked. People screamed and ran in every direction. Sam pushed through the guards. He drew his sidearm. He aimed at the soldier holding Morella. "Let her go!" he shouted. The soldier tightened his grip and dragged Morella off the stage. Morella called out to Sam, her voice calm but shaken. Jared and Mia rushed forward. Jared blocked the path of another masked soldier. He fired a stun bolt. The soldier crumpled to the ground. Mia hacked the ceremony controls to lower barriers. Sam sprinted toward the plaza edge. Under smoke and confusion, Morella's captors led her onto a waiting hover van. Sam dove forward. Sliding across the marble floor, he aimed at the van's tires. The shot rang out. A tire hissed and went flat. The van wobbled and paused. Morella looked through the door's narrow window. Fear flickered in her eyes. Double quote, Sam. Please be careful, she whispered. Sam signaled to Jared. They ran to a side exit. The soldiers fired warning shots overhead. No one was hurt, but panic spread. Sam and Jared jumped onto a waiting speeder bike. Mia climbed on behind Jared. Sam took the lead on his own bike. With a roar, they launched. After the van, the plaza's canals reflected morning light. Speeder bikes weaved through traffic and crowds. Sam kept his eyes on the van ahead. He saw masked figures inside. Morella tightly held. Jared shouted directions to Mia. She tapped on a holomap. Turn left at the next junction. They'll take the service road. He nodded and steered sharply. Sam fired a pulse blast at the van's engine block. The blast rocked the van. It slowed more. Masked soldiers on the side tried to return fire, but Sam's shield deflected their shots. Morella used her own shield. Inside the van, creating a faint glow around her. As they reached the service road, the van entered a tunnel under the city. Lights flickered, echoes of their bikes' engines rattled. Sam slowed at the entrance, signaling Jared and Mia to hold back. Jared whispered, "We need another way in." He scanned the tunnel walls. A maintenance hatch lay open near the ceiling. Mia smiled. "Got it. Morella can boost us up." Samantha nodded. Sam set his bike aside. They climbed onto Jared's shoulders. Morella used a beam of telekinetic force to lift Sam and Mia. Sam reached the hatch and pulled himself up. He crawled through the narrow space. Mia followed. Jared held the ladder steady below. Morella hovered and ensured no guards saw them. Inside the tunnel roof, a catwalk ran above the van. Soldiers paced below. Sam whispered, "Count 3, then drop a stun grenade." He and Mia placed grenades along the rail. They descended back to the ground in time. On 3, the grenades exploded. Bright flashes lit the tunnel. Soldiers staggered, dropping their weapons. Sam kicked the van door open. He drew Morella out and hugged her. "I'm all right," she whispered. Her voice trembled. Mia and Jared secured the soldiers with energy cuffs. Sam led Morella back to the open air. Morning light greeted them. Speeder bikes awaited on a side street. Sam lifted Morella onto his bike. Mia and Jared boarded the other. They sped back toward the palace. By the time they returned, President Wells and security forces had restored order. The plaza was quiet now. People watched from safe distances. Sam and Morella dismounted near the stage. Morella touched Sam's arm and smiled. "Thank you for saving me," she said softly. Sam shook his head. "I couldn't let you be harmed." President Wells approached with advisors. She bowed to Morella. "I apologize for this breach. We will find those responsible and bring them to justice." Morella nodded. She looked at Sam. "This shows we still face danger, but your courage saved me in peace." Sam placed his hand over hers. "We face it together." Jared and Mia joined them. Jared looked to the plaza. "We must strengthen our bonds and watch for threats." He nodded firmly. That evening, the ceremony resumed in private halls. Sam, Morella, Mia, and Jared sat together. No large crowds now, but hope remained strong. As stars appeared overhead, Morella rested her head on Sam's shoulder. He held her close. Mia and Jared watched with relief. In orbit, the station crew monitored news feeds showing the rescue. Cheers rose in the control room. Trust between worlds grew deeper. Yet in silent rooms below the city, masked figures plotted again. But for now, humans and aliens slept in peace, ready to face tomorrow side by side. After the rescue, Captain Sam Walker stood on the observation deck beside Morella. Outside, Earth spun below in blue and green. The station was quiet now. Crew members cleaned up the damage from the conspiracy. Jared and Mia worked in the control room, coordinating repairs and security updates. Sam turned to Morella and offered a gentle smile. "We have come far together, but my heart still worries about new threats." Morella nodded and reached for Sam's hand. Her pale blue skin touched his uniform. "Trust has grown between our worlds," she said softly. We are stronger because of shared trials. Sam's cum crackled. It was Jared's voice. Captain, we have a situation on the research planet. A starship arrived without clearance. It hovers above the main colony. They refuse to identify themselves. Sam stiffened. He turned and found a holodisplay already showing flight paths and transponder codes. Morella floated beside him and read the data. They are not from known factions, she said. Sam glanced at Morella. We go now. We must protect the colony. Minutes later, Sam, Morella, Jared, and Mia boarded the scout ship. The engines hummed as they launched. In orbit, the unrecognized ship drifted near the planet. Its hull was dark and angular, no markings. Its presence felt ominous. Sam contacted the ship. This is Captain Sam Walker of the orbiting station. Report your identity and purpose. Only silence answered. The ship powered down its lights, making it hard to see. Morella's eyes glowed as she scanned the ship's energy signature. They masked their power source. It is unlike any Earth or alien design I know. Mia tapped controls and directed a drone toward the unknown vessel. The drone transmitted thermal images showing movement inside, silhouettes of armed figures. Sam frowned. They may be hostile. Prepare non-lethal options. The ship opened airlocks on its surface. Ramp extended toward the colony's landing pad. Armed troopers marched down. Colony guards held positions but hesitated. Fear spread among the settlers. We must intervene, Sam said. We cannot let them seize a peaceful world. Morella placed her hand on the console. Her energy pulsed through the scanners. She traced control signals back to the vessel. They use old military protocols? They want to take control by force. Jared and Mia donned tactical gear. Sam and Morella took shields and sidearms. They boarded a dropship alone. The planet's surface rushed up beneath them. The dropship landed near the pad, just behind the invading forces. Sam stepped out and raised his hand in greeting. The troopers turned and aimed. Morella activated her shield around Sam. We mean no harm unless provoked. Stand down. Her voice was calm but firm. The troopers hesitated. One of them radioed orders. A tall officer approached. He wore a dark uniform with no insignia. His face was stern. He said, I am Commander Rourke. This planet holds valuable research. You should surrender. Sam shook his head. This colony researches medicine that can heal dying worlds. We cannot surrender to unknown forces. Rourke's eyes glinted. We serve interests that will pay for that research. Step aside, or we use force. Morella's shield brightened. She stared at Rourke. We will not yield to greed or violence. Leave now, and we offer safe passage. Otherwise, we defend this colony. Rourke smiled coldly. So be it. He raised his rifle. Orders barked from behind him. Troopers took aim. The first shot snapped through the air. Morella's shield absorbed it. Sam fired a stun bolt at the nearest soldier. It discharged a blue arc, and the trooper collapsed. Jared and Mia arrived at the pad. Jared threw a flash grenade into the trooper ranks. Bright light forced them to cover their eyes. Mia fired an EMP round at their weapons, disabling rifles in a pulse. Half stunned, the troopers dropped their arms. Morella deactivated her shield. She drifted forward. We show mercy. Release your hold on this world. Her voice was gentle and commanding. Rourke scowled. Guards gripped him from behind. He struggled, but muzzle clamps held him. Sam walked up and cuffed Rourke with energy restraints. Rourke spat. You have made a powerful enemy. Sam said, Truth and peace are stronger than fear. You'll see that soon. Back on the station, Rourke faced trial. Colony representatives and alien envoys attended. Evidence showed his faction's bribes and threats. Morella stood beside the judges. Jared testified about his friend's death and the rescue. Mia presented the data logs. When the verdict came, Rourke and his officers were sentenced to confinement. Leaders agreed to strengthen galactic laws to prevent such attacks in the future. Peace treaties were signed in a grand hall, late That night, Sam and Morella walked on the station's observation deck. Below them, stars shone. Sam held Morella's hand. "We still face danger," he said, "but we face it together." Morella rested her head on his shoulder. "Your courage shows me hope. With trust, we can overcome any threat." Sam kissed her forehead. "And I will stand with you, no matter what comes next." In that silent moment, humans and aliens shared a bond sealed by trials and triumphs. The future lay open before them, bright and unknown, ready for new stories of unity and trust.